Did you know your business can honor God while transforming lives around the world? Welcome to the iBAM Biblical Entrepreneurship Show, the weekly podcast that inspires and equips Christian entrepreneurs to build sustainable businesses that glorify God and uplift impoverished communities. At iBAM, our mission is built on the three fish metaphor. Give a fish. We provide startup loans to launch businesses. Teach to fish. We offer entrepreneur training for lasting growth, equipped for discipleship. We empower discipleship to multiply impact. Join iBAM's founder, Steve Adams, as he shares powerful solo episodes and expert interviews filled with mentorship insights and real-life stories of how biblical entrepreneurship is advancing the Great Commission. Subscribe now and get ready to be inspired, equipped, and empowered to make an eternal impact.
Hi, this is Steve, and I want to talk about video number 3 called The Loan Committee Basics, okay? This is a new thing for all of our partners. They've never actually done this. When we fund your loan fund and we sit with you that first time you do a phase 2 training and approval, you're actually doing something called loan committee. And it can be intimidating to people who have never done it before. I spent 14 years as a corporate banker, sitting in loan committees every week for those 14 years, chairing them and being the big boss in those meetings too. So I know what that pressure feels like. So what I'm going to do is just go through the fundamentals of how to run one, okay? This can be as small as just two people who are on the committee, and then the master trainer and the student, okay? And something you should know, the loan committee process is a proven way to improve decision making and to have better experience getting loans repaid. The reason is because you're taking the collective experience and wisdom of the group. And I believe that what Scripture says in James, where 2 or more are gathered in God's name, wisdom is also there, okay? That God is there with us and the Holy Spirit is leading. And I think that there's tremendous value in having groups make loan decisions. When I was a leader in my bank, most of my problems in terms of loans not being paid back were small loans where it was just the loan officer making a loan on their what we called signature authority, meaning what they could approve without going to the loan committee. And over time, I lowered all of those to almost nothing and said, you got to bring everything to loan committee so that you subject it to some accountability and group thinking, okay? So that's why we do it. So you want to be very committed to this process. It's also can be quite fun too, and you learn about what everybody's doing, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. Okay, so here's the purpose of loan committee. What we want to do, we want to test the student. We want them to come and make that presentation, and can they explain it well to you so you understand it? You want to understand their market, their assumptions, and again, can they explain how their business makes money? And does that make sense to you? Okay, and so the typical process is that a student will come in. Let's say you have 3 students, you'll give them 10 or 15 minutes each to present their business opportunity to you. And then what you want to do when they're done, don't interrupt them. Let them finish their presentation unless you have a clarifying question. And then what you do is you begin a dialogue, okay? This is not an inquisition. You're not trying to be punitive in any way. And remember, the last video I talked about how the master trainer can prepare their student for loan committee. So if the master trainer has done their work and the student's done their work, then the loan committee process should go really well. Okay, the only time it goes poorly is when people aren't prepared. All right, so anyway, you want to begin a dialogue. You want to go back and forth, asking questions, getting answers, and however long it takes. Okay, and then you repeat that process with each person until you're done. And then the committee gets together and decides, do they approve each one of those loans or not? Now, what I'll tell you is if the student has gone through the process and done their work well, and the master trainer has done their work well, you will almost always approve the loan. Okay, it's rare that a loan gets declined at the loan committee level unless the master trainer was too afraid to tell the truth to their student. And so they let them go in there and get grilled, get questioned, and they didn't have the answers. Okay, so that may happen early, but I think over time the culture will grow, the knowledge among your trainers will grow. Okay. But anyway, after you've excused the students, asked all the questions, if you have more questions, you can always call them back in and ask more. Make sure you get the answers that you're looking for, right? And so that's how the process works. So the goals are, number one, you want to give each student time to explain their business and their loan request. Number two, you want a thorough review of the deal. Number three, you want the process to be encouraging. You want it to be life-giving to the student. You want it to be edifying. You do not want to be negative and punitive, all right? We should be able to share the truth and love. We should display the fruits of the Spirit, even when we're being disagreeable, okay? And sometimes what you have to do is go, you know what, go out there and do your homework better, come back with a better structure, and then maybe we'll approve it. That's another option. It's not yes or no. It could be yes, no, or maybe if you go rework it, okay? So that's always an option, all right? And number four, what you want is the best solution, the best deal structure, the best loan amount to come from this process, okay? Now, there are some underwriting focuses that I want to talk about. Underwriting just means analyzing the deal and getting it right, okay? So that the person has the best chance to succeed. Because one of the things I used to say to my bankers is, do your job. Because if you don't do your job, you could give people money and put them into a situation where they fail, and now they're in bondage to the debt, and they have a lot of emotional scars because you didn't do your job. So this truly is a partnership. The student, the trainer have to do their job. Loan committee, now you have to do your job. And if you don't have peace with the deal, you say no, and you make them go make it better, okay? So number one, you want to apply common sense, all right? Does the business make sense? Not everybody on loan committee is going to be a highly experienced business person. They may not ever have done any kind of banking before, but everyone has common sense. Everyone has the Spirit of God in them. And seek the Spirit's leading in prayer before you do the loan committee, okay? That's very important. And just, you're all consumers, you're all buyers. What makes sense to you and what doesn't, okay? Number two, you want to ask yourself, did they do good research? Is it sound? Can they justify their assumptions, and do you believe them? Okay, I don't mean it from are they a liar or not? It's just, because they may believe that they've done the work, but you may have a little more experience and realize, hey, they haven't talked to enough people. Because there is something called confirmation bias that we all have, that we go looking for the answers that give us the answer we want instead of information that takes a different answer than what we want, okay? So you have to make sure they've done that. Thirdly, you want to make sure that the financials, the math and the financials show that if they're able to achieve their plan, they can pay back the loan with a reasonable amount of time, preferably 2 years or less with a service business, okay? It's rare the service business should need 3 years, okay? Number four, you want to make sure, is there an adequate margin of error? Meaning, if they miss their plan by 10% or 20%, they can still pay the loan back. This is why the way we set up BizTools, for you to get a green light in that tool, the debt coverage, that's that ratio of projected cash flow to projected loan payments, there has to be $1.50 for every $1 of loan payments. Every $1.50 of cash flow, or 150% of the loan payment and cash flow each year to be green. We've built in a margin of error in there, okay? And it might even be higher, I can't remember. But you don't want what we used to call in banking a full credit, meaning nothing can go wrong or they'll fail. You want it, because you know that's not going to happen. There's going to be things that go wrong. Things are going to happen different than what they had planned through no fault of their own. It's just how the world works, okay? We cannot have certainty in anything we do. We can only have certainty in our faith in Jesus Christ. That's it. Okay, make sure there's a margin of error. And then number 5, never approve a loan that is yellow or red. Never ever do it. Okay, or even if it's green and you feel like it does not make sense, you don't believe the assumptions are valid, you don't believe they've done their homework, you can kill any deal based on that alone. All right, like I said before in the other videos, just because it's a green light does not mean you approve it. Do not rely on biz tools to make your decision. That is simply the step 1 of loan committee. Step 1. And you could have green on biz tools and say no. All right. If it's yellow or red, that just means, really what it means is that the master trainer didn't do their job. What I would tell master trainers is never ever bring a deal to loan committee that's yellow or green. Ever. Never. Okay, that's your job to iterate, to go through different versions of the plan until you feel good that you've got a plan that you would invest in your own money, that you believe will work, that you believe the assumptions are good. That's green. Okay, it's the master trainer's job with the student to work through those. But loan committee, if you get one in there that has yellow or green, just stop the process and tell the person, no, you're not presenting today. You need to go back to the drawing board with your trainer and work it out and make it green before it comes back here. So that's what I would encourage you to do. Okay, those are loan committee basics. Remember, this will protect you. I would just say this. It's no question that the eGrow iBAM process using biz tools has complexity to it, has a lot of steps, and it's a lot of work. And it has to be that way. Okay, what we're doing is we are putting money into people's dreams. And there are proven ways to lower the risk of doing that to get paid back. All right, 150 years of experience of banking since the fractional banking system started in the 1800s. Don't go against 150 years of history, 170 years of history. Embrace it. This is meant to be hard because part of this being hard is to test if your students have the grit, they have the perseverance, they have the diligence, they have the wisdom and the prudence to be an entrepreneur. Okay, remember, worldwide, only about 20%, the research is about 20% of the entire public has the temperament and the gifting to be an entrepreneur. Everybody's creative, everybody's made in the image of God, but being an entrepreneur is a calling, just like we say in our phase 1 curriculum. And so you have to be called to something to get through this rigorous process. So as a committee and as a partner of ours, be committed to the rigor, be committed to the process. The process will protect you. And let me tell you this, if you're good at the process, you're going to get really good outcomes. We're already seeing it in Indonesia and Africa and Central Asia. We're getting outstanding outcomes. 9 out of 10 loans are paying back. When we didn't have this process, it was about 4 or 5 out of 10. And here's the thing, the very practical reality. Okay, I have to go out in front of donors all over the world and ask them for money on your behalf. And I can't get them to say yes if your loan repayment rate is 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. It absolutely must be 8 or 9 out of 10, or we're done. I can't give you any more money. And the way that you stay above 8 or 9 out of 10 is to stay committed to the process, run loan committee, administrator, make sure your master trainers are using the system properly and following the process. The loan fund administrator, make sure you are balancing the fund every month, every quarter. Coaches, you're doing your job once a month or quarterly and working with your student. And students, you are following the process, and before God, you have integrity that you've done the work. And when all of this comes together, it is a beautiful thing. And movements get supported, families get supported, and you as a believer flourish in God's kingdom. So that's my encouragement to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the International Business as Mission podcast, a space where we explore how to build businesses rooted in biblical principles that create global impact. But we're not just here to talk. We're taking action to spread entrepreneurship to poverty-stricken communities around the world. Our mission is to be the catalyst that empowers people to build sustainable livelihoods and break the cycle of poverty. We follow the 3 fish principle. 1. Give a fish, providing startup loans to empower entrepreneurs. 2. Teach to fish, offering entrepreneurial training for sustainable business practices. And 3. Equip for disciple making, building a community that supports spiritual growth alongside business success. This is life-changing work, but we can't do it alone. We need passionate impact partners like you to join us on this mission by becoming a donor. Your generous gift will directly fund the establishment of new businesses that provide dignified work and hope. Just imagine your donation could help a single mother in rural Africa start a small farming venture that allows her to feed her children and send them to school, or a young man in Southeast Asia to launch a small business. Breaking the chains of generational poverty. This is the power of entrepreneurship as a force for good. Will you join us in unleashing it? Go to ibam.org now to start impacting lives through the transformative power of business as mission. Together we can create a world of flourishing.